For some reason, Batman just always stood out. It's one of the major characters of the 20th century, and so many people connect to it on such a deep level and for so many different reasons. The first conversation I had with Matt about it, I just knew there was something radically different from anything we'd seen in Batman movies before.
I felt that we'd seen lots of origin stories. We'd seen things go further and further into fantasy. And I thought, well, one place we haven't been is grounding it the way that Year One does, to come right in to a young Batman, not be an origin tale, but refer to his origins and shake into his core.
Right from the beginning, there's a desperation to it. He's really working out this rage. All the fights seem very personal.
What's so wonderful about this world is the exploration of the gray area. Catwoman really wants to fight for those who don't have someone else to fight for them. And that's where Batman and her really connect.
He wants to inflict his kind of justice. He's just compelled to do it. There is no other option. Bruce is obviously an obsessive character.
2 years of nights turned me into a nocturnal animal.
Normally, Batman seems to hold all the strings, but really in this, he's still trying to figure out exactly what Batman is. And the Riddler seems to know secrets about Batman and Bruce that even Bruce didn't know.
They think I'm hiding in the shadows, but I am the shadows.
For some reason, Batman just always stood out. Bruce doesn't know if being Batman is going to work or do anything. He's just compelled to do it.
The hell are you supposed to be?
I've loved Batman since I was a kid. It's one of those stories that allows you to find a personal avenue into something. He's a very human character.
There's always this argument with people who are into Batman where people are always asking, is the real Bruce Wayne, is his real self Batman or Bruce? He's just not so cleanly heroic. I find that really fun to try and find just a new way of doing something when, you know, a lot of your heroes have played it before.
The killer left this with the Batman. Why is he writing to you?
It's more about the psychological investigation of what it is to be capable of good and to be capable of darkness.
I can't have an effect. I don't care what happens to me.
Boy, hear everything they say.
The mask separates Bruce Wayne and Batman in a stark way. There's something about Robert's face that creates a magic.
You got a lot of cats.
Never think about strays. When you see him in the batsuit silhouetted, his jawline and everything, he looks like the comic. It's pretty crazy. Who are you under there? What are you hiding?
Gordon, as this kind of overwhelmed everyman, represents trust. He's at least trying to rise above the corruption and misdeed that have overtaken the city.
Damn, guess it's good to be the mayor.
The hell is this? Good cop, batshit cop?
Also, he's a fan of the Batman.
No guns. Yeah, man, that's your thing.
He's one of his biggest fans.
The first time I put on this batsuit, there's so much more maneuverability. You could actually jump around, you could crash into stuff. The suit does not make him invincible. It's just a few panels of bulletproof armor, and the rest of it is how much Bruce believes in it and how much his adversaries are scared of it. I like the handmade nature of everything. You can see the construction. It's an element of showing how do-it-yourself his version of Batman is.
His tactical knife is actually stored as part of his chest plate and is actually his bat logo.
Batmobile looks like something he's built himself in his basement. Obviously, it looks pretty cool.
The bat and the cat. If we don't stand up, no one will. What was really important to me was this idea of stray cats. She's a stray herself. Who are you under there? She looks at Batman in that way, and I think that's where their connection lies.
You got a lot of cats.
I have a thing about strays. Her friend goes missing, and that reignites her rage. She's not really Catwoman yet. She's more than just a sidekick. She doesn't need to be saved. I wouldn't call Selina a villain. There's just so much in the gray.
You're pretty good at that.
That their idea of what justice is might be a little bit different. Who are you under there? What are you hiding?
There was no question in my mind that Zoe was going to be a great Selina Kyle. I could feel that this is a character that she felt a connection to.
You got a lot of cats.
I have a thing about strays.
He really struggles to think, you are on the bad side, but I like you.
I really felt for her, her story, her past, her strength. I really found a character who was more than just a sidekick or more than just a good-looking girl in a tight outfit. She's a survivor.
Who is she? No idea.
The bat and the cat. It's got a nice ring. She really wants to fight for those who don't have someone else to fight for them.
These two characters, they relate to each other, and she's this mirror image of him, and yet they're so damaged in their own way.
If we don't stand up, no one will. They're both people who aren't afraid to die for what they believe in. And I think that is where Batman and her really connect. It's only gonna get worse for you. It'll be bloody.
I know.
I think she's ready to raise some hell.
Selina, don't throw your life away.
Don't worry, honey. I got 9 of them.
The Riddler is justice, who's fed up letting Gotham cycle through its corrupt roots.
And he really becomes the Riddler because he saw what Batman was doing.
Without Batman, you would never have the Riddler.
I think it's more similar than Bruce would like to really admit. That's why it's extremely troubling for him.
What's black and blue and dead all over you?
I'm your secret friend. What does a liar do when he's dead? Any of this mean anything to you?
I've been trying to reach you.
Riddler's asking for you.
Normally, Batman seems to hold all the strings. The plan is entirely his, but in this, Batman's quite often on the back foot. He's still trying to figure out exactly what Batman is.
The city streets are crowded for the holiday. Even with the rain, hidden in the chaos is the element, waiting to strike like snakes.
Bastard murders you and your reputation.
Maybe he's not who you thought.
You make it sound like he had it coming.
Seeing the Batman was probably one of those transcendent moments in his life. Without the Batman, you would never have the Riddler.
I hope you're listening. Gotham needs you.
The hell are you supposed to be?
The Riddler lends itself to allowing us to go back to the origins of the Batman, which is DC. It's Detective Comics.
I wanted to see a Batman that was challenged by these crimes, who was a little bit in a free fall.
The Riddler is more similar to him than Bruce would like to really admit. It's extremely troubling. The only difference in a lot of ways is that the Riddler follows through and his justice is fatal.
I felt that this idea of putting on masks and hiding your identity for people, that the power would come from that.
I'm just an instrument, here to unmask the truth.
Unmask.
You're part of this too.
The Riddler seems to know secrets about Batman and Bruce that even Bruce didn't know. So it's a very reactive version of Batman that I don't think we usually get.
名探偵 VS 知能犯 今世紀最大の謎解きゲームが始まるザ・バットマン
Gotham feels like a very dangerous place. The Penguin wears the hardship of the life that he's lived. You look at his face and you see it's all there. You got some scars and corruption.
I'm Oz.
Oz is referred to as the Penguin by other people, but it's not a mantle that he engages with himself. It's more of a derogatory term as far as he's concerned.